across the deserts of the ancient Near East, where the night sky still burns with more stars than any city dweller will ever see, there was once a book that nearly vanished from the world. For more than 1,000 years it survived only in a language almost no one in the West could read, carried in the highlands of Ethiopia, copied by hand in monasteries hidden among the clouds. It told a story so strange that the church that once revered it eventually let it slip from the canon. A story of beings who came down from the heavens and of the giants they left behind. Consider what it would mean to lose a book for 1,000 years and then to find it again. The Book of Enoch takes its name from a figure who appears, almost in passing, in the older pages of Genesis. Enoch, the seventh from Adam, who walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. A handful of words. A man who did not die but was simply lifted away. From that small mysterious silence, an entire literature grew, a vast vision attributed to him, written most likely between the 3rd century before our era and the 1st century after, in the restless centuries when the Dead Sea was ringed with communities waiting for the end of the world. Picture the shore of that sea, the lowest exposed land on earth, the air heavy with salt and mineral heat, the cliffs of Qumran rising pale behind the water. In 1947, a Bedouin shepherd looking for a lost goat threw a stone into a cave and heard pottery shatter. Inside were jars, and inside the jars, scrolls. And among the thousands of fragments that scholars would spend decades piecing together were copies of the Book of Enoch in its original Aramaic, older than any version the world had known. The Ethiopian monks had been right. They had been guarding something genuinely ancient. And what that ancient text describes is this. In the days when humankind was multiplying across the earth, a company of angels looked down and desired the daughters of men. They are called the Watchers. In the text, the iron, the ones who do not sleep, sentinels set above the world to observe it. 200 of them, the book says, descended upon the summit of Mount Hermon, that snow-crowned peak on the border of modern Lebanon and Syria, and there they bound themselves with an oath to a single forbidden purpose. Their leader was named Shemi-Hazar. Beside him stood Azazel. Imagine standing on that mountain in the thin cold air, watching figures come down out of the sky to bind themselves to the earth and to its consequences. What the Watchers brought was not only desire. According to the Book of Enoch, they brought knowledge. And this is the part that has haunted readers for 2,000 years. Azazel taught men to make swords and knives and shields, and taught the women the working of bracelets and ornaments, the use of antimony to paint the eyes, and every precious stone, and all the arts of coloring. Others taught the cutting of roots and sorcery and the reading of the stars, the signs of the sun and the moon. The Watchers, in this telling, are where civilization's darker cleverness comes from. Metallurgy and cosmetics, astronomy and enchantment, the whole apparatus of a knowing, decorating, war-making species. Forbidden gifts, handed down from above. There is something almost unbearably human in that anxiety. The sense that our knowledge came from somewhere we were not meant to reach, and that we have been paying for it ever since. And from the union of the Watchers and the women came the Nephilim. The word appears in Genesis 2, untranslated, mysterious. There were Nephilim in the earth in those days. The Book of Enoch makes them vast. Giants, it says, whose hunger could not be satisfied, who consumed all the labor of men until men could feed them no longer, and then turned to devour one another, and the birds and the beasts and the fish, and at last to drink blood. The earth itself, in the text, cries out against the violence done upon it. A world groaning under the weight of creatures it was never meant to hold. We do not know what the writers of this book were truly trying to explain. Perhaps a memory of older, larger peoples. Perhaps the bones, for the ancient world was full of enormous bones weathering out of hillsides, the fossilized remains of mammoths and giant deer and prehistoric whales, which to people without paleontology could only have belonged to a vanished race of giants. The Greeks built temples around such bones and called them the remains of heroes. It is not hard to imagine a similar wonder settling over a shepherd in Judea, standing before a thigh bone taller than himself and reaching for the only explanation that fit, that the world was once larger than it is now. Picture that, a small figure on a hillside, a great pale bone, half buried in the earth, and the slow dawning sense of deep time he had no words for. The story does not end with the giants. In the book of Enoch, the heavens take notice. The archangels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, look down upon the ruin and carry the cry of the earth to the throne of God. And judgment comes. Azazel is bound hand and foot and cast into darkness, into a jagged pit in the desert, covered over until the day of burning. The other watchers are made to watch their own children destroyed and then imprisoned beneath the hills for 70 generations. And the flood is sent to wash the earth clean, the same flood that runs through Genesis, through the Babylonian epic of Gilgamesh, through the older Suai-un tablets that speak of a man warned to build a great boat before the waters came. Those tablets are real, and you can stand before them. In the British Museum, under soft light, lies a piece of fired clay no larger than a hand, its surface crowded with tiny wedge-shaped marks. Cuneiform, the oldest writing humanity made. It tells of a flood sent by the gods, and of one man who survived it. It was written down well over 3,000 years ago, and the story it preserves is older still, passed mouth to mouth through centuries before anyone thought to press it into clay. The same flood, the same drowned world, told and retold across peoples who shaped it to their own fears and their own gods. And this is perhaps the quietest wonder of all. Not whether the watchers were real, or the giants, or the gifts that fell from the sky, but how long these stories have been traveling and how many hands have carried them. The Book of Enoch is one branch of something far older, a vast underground river of memory running beneath every civilization of the ancient world. Beings who came down, knowledge that should not have been given, a generation of the great and the violent, and a cleansing flood, and a single book preserved against the dark. Think of how little of the past we actually hold. The libraries that burned, the languages no living person can read, the songs sung for 1,000 years and then sung no more, the day the last person who knew them died. Against the depth of human time, 200,000 years of people who loved and feared and looked up at these same stars. Our written record is the thinness of a single page. The Book of Enoch survived almost by accident on the far side of the world from where it was born, because a few monks in the mountains thought it worth copying one more time. So much else did not survive at all. And so the watchers keep their vigil in the only place left to them, the pages of a book that itself almost ceased to exist. They stand on the summit of Hermon in the cold blue light before they descend, 200 figures about to break the world open in their longing for it. We cannot know what memory or fear first gave them shape. We only know that someone, a very long time ago, lay awake under these stars and felt the same thing you might feel now. That the world is older and stranger than we are told. That something vast moved through it before us, and that the night is full of things just beyond the edge of what we can see. Let the mountain fade. Let the giants settle back into the earth from which their story was dug. The stars wheel on as they always have, patient and unhurried, keeping their own long watch over a sleeping world. And whatever was lost, and whatever was remembered, the night holds all of it gently now, and asks nothing of you but rest.